Hi, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the All Dolphins podcast. As you see in the window down below, we are excited, thrilled. I'm running out of adjectives to be joined by former Dolphins wide receiver Davone Bess. Davone, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Bro,
Thanks for
listen.
joining us.
Here's how it popped off, right? We generally do each episode. We talk about a number. We talk about a player, a number. And when it was episode 115, we started talking about you and just your journey. You were the first of a long line of undrafted players. You know they've kept an undrafted player on the 53-man roster every single year since you.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wow.
I mean, you began
That's
a tradition that they firmly believe in. They've got quite a few actually this year, but this is a new podcast. We just started this. To be honest with you, I left the newspaper, went to go work for I Am Athlete, running that platform. Realized I was working with a narcissist, and basically had to part ways and began to do my own thing. And Alan took me in and we started this podcast, and it's really been a saving grace for me. Thankful for it. And the fans have just gravitated to it. And so I've always said, this is your podcast as a fans, and you tell us what you want. And when I mentioned, I said, if we ever did bring on a player to join our podcast, I was like, I would want Davone to be the first player. Like, episode 115. And I was like, we really never even thought about it. And then the fans absolutely demanded it. So
you should be honored, Davone, that you are
I am very honored, man. Very honored. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and Davone, when you were playing, I was with Dolphin Digest, and then started as the publisher of alldolphins.com in 2020, which is kind of a different platform where Dolphin Digest is not necessarily a house organ, but there's kind of a relationship there. So where it's a lot more unfiltered now with alldolphins.com. So, and I when your number came up, the first thing that I said immediately was like, I remember Davone when he was a rookie free agent in 2008, thinking to myself in training camp, that dude's always open. It's like, oh my God, that dude's always open. So I mean, I don't know where to start. I don't know where the question there is, and there I don't know how much of that.
He was just out there dropping in zones. That's all he was doing.
I would say, my transition from college to the NFL was a really smooth one from a mental standpoint, from an X's and O's standpoint, because when I was in Hawaii, I had the honor of, I had the privilege of playing for a guy named June Jones, which everybody knows. And I was in the run and shoot, so he would be in our meeting rooms with the quarterbacks, teaching us how to read coverages, how, like you just said, Omar, how to find the soft spots in the zones, how to, we catching 100 balls a practice, you know what I'm saying? So it was just repetition. A lot of it was, muscle memory. And a lot of it was film study. He prepared me and made that transition really, really smooth for me.
Yeah, and you were at the entry point of the slot receiver era.
Correct.
Now, I don't think you ever really got the praise or credit that you deserve, just for various other reasons, including you didn't have a good quarterback. Don't tell them lies.
Correct. I mean, I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus, man. But for the most part, I didn't have the consistency at the position. I'll just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? Chad was great. I learned a lot from Chad Pennington. He was a savior for me. He was a big part of why I had so much success that rookie year, because he taught me how to study, he taught me how to be a pro. He was very accurate. He was very detailed. Like, Davone, I want you 5 yards, 2 yards outside of the hash, be there when I'm ready. It was just really, really detailed. And me and Chad Henne came in together, obviously, and we just created a bond. So once Chad Pennington got hurt, Chad kind of just took over because Chad Henne was still in those meetings with us, going over things. And yeah, man. And then to go through the list of guys: David Garrard, Matt Moore, Tyler Thigpen, Ryan Tannehill. The list goes on, man. So
I couldn't
it just
remember
wasn't.
if you were part of the Tannehill clan.
Oh yeah, I played with Tannehill his rookie year. Yeah, I was with Tannehill his rookie year. So it just wasn't enough consistency for the team and myself in order for me to take that next level, that next step, as far as getting the recognition in the league.
Can I ask a question here? Because we're talking about that Tannehill rookie year, and now it's 11 years after the fact. Did the guys on the team, because it looked from the outside that David Garrard was the clear leader to win the quarterback battle. Then he blew out his knee.
Tell the truth, Davone. Tell the truth.
No, hold on. I'm getting to a question there. Then he blew out his knee like in his backyard or something like that. Would the players at that time not have preferred Matt Moore to be the starting quarterback as opposed to Tannehill?
I wouldn't say that. David, it was a battle. It was a battle. It was a good battle. But Matt Moore was a ball player. Matt Moore was a gunslinger. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't look pretty always, but he got the job done. He was smart. He was savvy. You know what I'm saying? So from the team perspective, we felt, okay, David's not going to be the guy. All right, let's roll with Matt. Matt ready. He's going to be ready. He's going to go out there. He's going to study his butt off, and he's going to make the throws to get us in position to win. And that may sound like the All-American answer. You know what I'm saying? But it's the honest truth. When Matt Moore name was up, we was ready to rock behind him.
Yeah, it's funny because even after you left, Tannehill suffered an injury, and the organization looked at Matt Moore and said, "No." The head coach, Adam Gase, looked at Matt Moore and said, even though the man had just taken him to the playoffs,
right.
I don't want to coach you for an entire season because you're not going to do what I tell you to do. I'm going to go get Jay Cutler. That's exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Davone was long gone by then. That was like
I was
2017.
Yeah, wow.
They paid Jay Cutler $13 million to basically not care, and instead of riding with Matt Moore. But you know how those dynamics of the NFL are. Let me ask you this question, Davone. It's one of my favorite questions to ask guys. At what point in your career, and what was it, where you realized that the NFL was a business?
Yeah, you love asking that.
Ooh, that's a great question, Omar. I will tell you, it was my last year with the Dolphins when when I was going through my little issues mentally, and they ended up trading me instead of trying to help me get to the root of what I was dealing with. That kind of messed me up, because I was a guy, obviously you guys know, I was undrafted. I made the team, started as a rookie. I had, second most catches in NFL. I had all these accolades, and I was doing so much, not only on the field, but even in the community with my foundation. And for them to just basically do this with me, that broke my heart, man. That broke my heart. And that's one of the biggest reasons why, I struggled for quite some time as far as going back to Miami and getting back in the community and wanting to be around alumni and doing all these great things, that I really want to do. But it took me some time to heal. I've healed over that. And,
you were hurt.
I was hurt, bro. I was definitely hurt, man, because I was a guy that never missed a practice, never missed a game, and you know how long the NFL season is. Shit, I was banged up too sometimes, but I was still going, and for them to get rid of me like that messed me up, man. So yeah, that's when I realized it was a business.
Where are you with the Dolphins right now in terms of a relationship, if any?
I keep in contact with Erica Favors from time to time. We talk, and I try to get back, from time to time, but it's just hard with my children. They all play sports now, and school, everything is year round. So I told her just to keep me in the loop, whether it's through text or email, as far as coming out to support or come to a game or come to an alumni event or whatever it is. I love Miami. They, that regime and whatever is not going to take over, for how I feel about the organization and the people of Miami, because they embrace me with open arms.
Now you talked about the issues that you had, and I never really I've read, but I've never heard it from your perspective. What happened that led to the mental break?
My first mental break was in 2011, man. So basically, Omar, that I've learned, over the past 10 years or so, just talking to my therapist and reading a lot of books or listening to a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, that I suffer from PTSD. A lot of it came from my childhood, man, and I didn't even realize it. Growing up in Oakland and seeing all the shit I saw, and being around all the gangs and the drugs and just the pimps and just the lifestyle that goes on in that environment I grew up in. So I bottled a lot of things up, man. And
Bro,
where I
you
come,
were in prison.
but I was in jail. I never healed from that. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally went from jail to college in like a 2-month span. And then from that, I was from going to jail to actually being in Hawaii and playing my first full season. I went from jail to being a freshman all American in like 10 months, bro. You know what I'm saying? So everything was just moving real fast. And to get back to my point, in Oakland, where I'm from, which probably happens in a lot of inner cities in America, it's like there's the stigma about being tough and having mental toughness and not being able to, go ask for help and go talk to somebody if something bothers you. It's like suck it up, man. Suck that shit up and, excuse my language, suck it up and get through it, and make it work. You know what I'm saying? So the first mental breakdown came from basically I had got injured. I don't know if y'all probably remember when I tore my ACL the last game of the season in 2011 against the Jets. I tore my ACL, and then the following season, I injured. I had a fractured vertebrae in my back, and the Dolphins was trying to make me play while I had a fractured vertebrae. We wasn't even going to the playoffs. I'm not gonna say no names, but certain people was trying to sneak me, certain medications to basically put a Band-Aid on it and go out and play. I'm like, man, I never missed a practice. I never missed a game. And I'm actually hurt now, and y'all trying to force me to play. So that messed me up. My foundation, we just wasn't seeing eye to eye on things. That was a whole nother chapter in itself. My younger brother had got shot in Oakland, I don't know, over some stuff. Me and my wife was going through a divorce. Me and my dad fell out over money. Dude, it was just so much stuff going on that people didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? And finally, man, I just, during that time, I wasn't really messing with nobody. I was just self-medicating, smoking a lot, and just being to myself, because that's where I found my most peace. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that was basically the beginning of my mental breakdown, my mental health journey. You know what I'm saying?
And when did you know that you needed help? Like, at what point did you say to yourself, I can't handle this on my own? And what was it like to say to somebody, help me?
It was a tough pill to swallow, Omar, because, for the longest, they had diagnosed me as being bipolar, you know what I'm saying? And I knew in my heart, I'm like, I'm bipolar. I never dealt with this before. I'm just going through a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So when I talked to my therapist, the first thing he said, he's like, you're not bipolar, dude. You're suffering from PTSD. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, that was a weight lifted off my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Because walking around thinking you're bipolar, man, it kind of plays tricks with you. You know,
they're real easy and quick to diagnose you with bipolar. Oh, you got something going on? You bipolar. Oh, you had a manic episode? You bipolar. Take these drugs. We'll figure out what these drugs. You live this life self-medicated. You live this life medicated. But however, I will say to you, Davone, the self-medication is not going to help.
No, not at all. You right about that. And I realized that. That was another thing because I was isolating myself and I was smoking a lot. That was the wrong recipe. That's what sent me over into my next quote unquote episode. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of learning. I had never experienced this, so I'm learning as I walk through it, and I'm still learning to this day. You know what I'm saying? How to function and deal with my children a certain way, deal with my wife, deal with people a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, man, I got a giving heart, and I think that was my biggest downfall with what I was going through as far as family and stuff, you know what I'm saying, back home or whatever, just giving, giving, giving. And then when I say no, it becomes a big issue. You know what I'm saying? So I fought myself for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm very blessed, man. Very thankful for the experiences. It was a dark cloud over my head for a long, long time. I want to say like 10 to 12 years, man, dealing with this mental health stuff. And that's a long time, man. A decade,
I mean, but
basically.
a decade of seeking therapy, right?
Yeah, for sure. Set therapy and just trying to figure out what's the root issue that you're going through. What's the root cause? I didn't grow up with my father. That was a big thing, for me. I never had I had role models. I had father figures, but I never had my father. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I met him a handful of times, but he was never in my life. And he
And
came out of
what did not having your father in your life, and even though you had role models, you had family members, you had a support system, what did not having your father in your life do to you now that you are able to dissect that?
It makes me the father I am today to my children. That's basically what it do, It's tough, because I got a crazy story, man. So my mother had me when she was 15 years old, and then had my younger brother when she was 17. So my father was 15 as well. He was shipped away to another city, not shipped away, but had to go to another city with, because his family, when my mom was pregnant. So my mom had my younger brother at 17. His father ended up being my dad. That's who I call my father, my younger brother's dad. But he taught me all the, how to survive. I'm gonna put it like that. He taught me how to survive. He didn't teach me how to, do my homework, teach me how to play sports, teach me how to conduct yourself. He taught me all the street stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that because it rounded me into the person I am today. But at the end of the day, not having a father, it's tough, man. Not really getting that nurturing and that loving and that support, you know what I'm saying? And giving you that confidence. And it makes me really go above and beyond for my children to this day, since they was born, all the way up until now. It makes me want to be the best father I can be, present
Davone,
father I can
Davone,
be.
you mentioned your kids, Davone. How many do you have? I know one of them is a volleyball player. What other sports do they play?
Soccer player. She plays soccer, my oldest.
Sorry.
So she just turned 15 on November 4th. I'm super proud of her, man. Straight A's. She just made varsity as a freshman on her high school team. My middle son, Kingston, he plays baseball and basketball. He's doing really, really good in middle school, 7th grader. And my youngest, he was playing football. He was a beast, doing his thing because I was training him, you know what I'm saying? And one day he came to me and was like, Dad, I don't want to play football no more. I'm like, all right, whatever you want to do, bro. I'm rocking with you. I don't care. Whatever. I'm support you. So he's class president. Straight A's and playing the violin and doing all these editing videos and trying to do his own. He's a jack of all trades, bro.
Hey, yeah. We might need the best video production team over there.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's doing his thing right now. He just started his YouTube channel. He's like, Dad, I got like 1,000 followers already, and blah blah blah. He like, Dad, can you send a message to your friends on social media and tell them to follow my page? I'm like, son, that's the easy way out, dude. You got to earn it, man. You got to work, and then maybe I'll do something for you later. So they all doing good, man. Great kids. My wife is amazing. She's a huge part of that, that people don't see. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very blessed, very grateful, man.
In your darkest times, how did your wife hold you together?
Ooh, man, we going there, huh? Oh, that's a great question, bro. Great question, man.
Because I asked that question because I don't think there are a lot of good women out there.
Man, you are so right, bro. You are so right, bro. And just to jump straight into your question, she's my rock, man. She is my rock, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like they say behind every strong man there's a stronger woman. You know what I mean? And that's the truth when it comes to my relationship with me and my wife, man, because me and my boy, one of my best friends that live in Miami right now, me and him talk about it all the time. He like, man, she could have just fucking just left and took half of everything and been done and been gone. And it just it makes me really emotional when I think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I found the wrong girl, that's probably would have happened. And I probably still not be where I'm at today mentally. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting through. So she's helped me in tremendous amount of ways. She was the one telling me, stop sending these people money and stop doing this for people because they don't care about you. And that was the reason why me and her was going through our issues as far as going through a divorce and all this stuff, because she's trying to have my back, but I'm like, me, I'm like, I came from the hood. I'm trying to take care of my people. You know what I'm saying? The people,
but you're too much of a people pleaser, Davone.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser. I would just say that I have a genuine heart for people who really struggle, and I was in a position where I could have helped. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can put that.
Davone, quick football question. So you're a rookie in 2008. This is when the Dolphins unveiled the Wildcat. What was that experience like? I mean, I'm sure it was fun because it led to success, but as a wide receiver, was it kind of like, here, Ronnie and Ricky, do your thing. We'll just sit over here and watch.
So yeah, we had a lot of success, but it was basically like, okay, we don't trust the receivers. We don't trust, the quarterbacks. That's basically what they said. So we gonna make up something, and it worked. I can't even complain about it. It worked. We won. We went to the playoffs. One of the greatest turnarounds in NFL history. So it is what it is.
You were one of the last.
You
answered my question right there. So basically, the receivers hated it.
Man, we wasn't playing. We was out there blocking every now and then, but we didn't play. And as a receiver, you want to rock.
Great pride in the fact that he's blocking for the #1 offense in the NFL right now. Honestly, that's the one thing I really admire about what they're doing now. I don't know how much you follow the Dolphins and their offense, but everybody buys in. And when it's a run play, man, them receivers, they could be 5'8". They out there blocking, hamming people up. And I'm like, man, it's about the buy-in. So you wasn't buying into the Wildcat?
Nah, I ain't gonna say I wasn't buying into it, because when I was out there, I was blocking too. I definitely was blocking. You gotta think about it, dude. I was undrafted, man. So my mindset was totally different from everybody else. Yeah. I can be cut in a matter of moments. You know what I'm saying? So, blocking was part of the program, So I was out there blocking for sure.
Did you seek help from the NFL in regards to all the things in the mental health situations when you were going through it? How much did they help you? How much did they assist you? How much did they guide you? Or did they just be like, oh, he over there?
They didn't completely do that. They basically told me to go see a doctor. That doctor is the one that diagnosed me as bipolar. They put me on medications that didn't help me. You know what I'm saying? Basically. So in a sense, they kind of did sweep me under the rug. To be honest with you, I don't even remember, bro. I don't even remember. I didn't over the past 10 years. I've been to several different hospitals in Miami and in California. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't even remember. But they, you know how the NFL is, man. They give you, at the beginning of the season, they give you all these different programs that are available to you in a notebook. Call this number if you need help. Bam, that's it. So it's not really like hands-on, like.
Yeah.
Come here, Davone. I know you're going through something. Let me talk to you.
You're in the media going through something. Somebody should be reaching out to you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's what breaks my heart the most is just knowing that all that I've done, not even forget on the field, just in the community. That was my passion. The stuff I was doing through my foundation in the community in Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Broward and Dade. And they just do me like that. That blew my mind, man. But I healed from it. I'm over it. And I'm moving forward.
So go ahead, Poop.
No, I got another one it's completely unrelated. You're like on one track, and I'm like doing other tracks. Hopefully it's a good mix that the fans are enjoying. Because you were with the Dolphins in 2012, which was Hard Knocks year. In fact,
Yes.
my avatar is me interviewing David Garrard. So I'm curious as to what the Dolphins are about to be on the in-season version of Hard Knocks. I'm curious as to what you thought of it, whether you found it completely annoying or obnoxious, or did you actually enjoy having the NFL Films crew around all the time?
I thought Hard Knocks was cool, man, because it gave the fans and the people an inside look at what goes on and what we do. I like NFL. I like Hard Knocks. I like NFL Films, the documentaries they do. I think they do a good job of it. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
You didn't find it invasive, the cameras, and
you didn't find it intrusive, or?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I mean, they got, as far as when guys getting cut and you got to get called up to the office and they showing that on national TV, I think that's a little extra. You know what I'm saying? But as far as on the field, the conversations and the people. The routes and the process, leading into the season, I felt like, they do a pretty good job.
So what is your daily life like now? Like, what does Davone Bess do to make money, support himself, and what does he want to do?
That's a great question, man. So I'll just I'll walk you through my day right now. So I get up at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I work out. After I work out, I meditate for about 30 minutes. About that time, the kids are up, getting ready for school. I take my youngest son to school, my oldest son to school first, and I take my youngest son to school. My wife take my daughter to school. I come back home. I start, I work on my book a little bit. I'm in the process of writing my book, work on my book. I go for like a bike ride or something, listen to an audio book or something, go for a little bike ride or a jog or something, come back, eat lunch and just chill for a couple hours. And then I got to go pick them up from school. They come home, eat, do their homework. Then it's off to practice. So I got to take them to practice, drop him off, go take him to practice, blah, 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 same vice versa. My wife doing the same thing. And then we get home probably about 9 o'clock. And then that's basically what my day looks like right now. But as far as what I want to do, well, I gotta add something in there. So on the weekends, I'm working out, I'm training kids. It's training my kids and training other kids, how to catch and run and jump. It's not a business, but I do it for free, basically, and I've been doing it for quite some time, but it's I don't really need I don't need the money, I just want the time, and I really want to give back and really help these kids develop into something that they want to be and help them get to college, because I deal with anywhere from 8 to 17 years old, you know what I'm saying? So it's just helping kids in any way, form, or fashion.
Davone, you forgot to mention, so what time of the day every day do you listen to the All Dolphins podcast?
Oh man, damn! You just put me on the spot. I gotta get on, man. I gotta get on. I'm gonna start listening.
Listen,
I got you.
What are you paying attention to? What do you like? Do you pay attention to the NFL? What's your team?
I check it out from time to time. I'm not like crazy. Oh, I gotta leave. I gotta go watch the game and for the game or something like that. But if it's on, my children, they in their own world. They don't even really watch football. Only time they watch football is when I'm watching it. So I've been following the Dolphins. I keep one ear to Miami and I listen and I got my apps on my phone. NFL app, the ESPN app. So I listen and I watch and I see what's going on with players and coaches and the movement of the organizations and how the game is evolving more and more into a passing game and these big contracts. I see all of that. You know what I'm saying? But after what I went through, man, it just gave me a whole different perspective and a different kind of appreciation for the NFL.
Mm-hmm. So what's next for you? You said you talk about a book. Well,
yeah.
Does it have a name yet?
Not yet. We not yet because I want it to be right.
Bro, that book's got to be deep, man. Because I remember telling me some jail stories, and I'm just like,
yeah, it's gonna be deep. Definitely gonna be deep, man. So I would say we're about 35 to 40% done. Which is we still got a ways to go, but it's just so much to unpack. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm taking my time with it. I've been doing this for a couple of years already, But my passion is my passion, my true passion is coaching, man, and helping kids, whether it's running routes or whether it's dropping gems on them, giving them game of my life. I realize that's what I love to do, So I don't know what that looks like in the future. I had opportunities to go coach at different high schools and then go to college and do that. And I think I just talked to one of my buddies, Anthony Armstrong. I don't know if y'all remember Anthony Armstrong, but he's a realtor in Dallas. Yeah, he's a realtor in Dallas. So I picked his brain a little bit. I want to get into some commercial, or not commercial, but some investment properties as far as owning some more real estate. What else? What else I want to do? I was thinking about reaching out to Exos and seeing if I can train or teach some of the guys that's going from college to the NFL, teach them what to expect going into the NFL. So that's something I got my eye on later on down the road. So to be honest with you, I really don't have the time right now to do all of that because I'm so invested in my children right now. You know what I'm saying? I got about 4, 5, 6 more years with them before they off to college and doing their thing. And then I can kind of do my thing, and then my wife can do her thing. You know what I'm saying? So we all invested with our children right now. It's just us 5 out here and we got 2 dogs and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So
living a peaceful life, brother.
Peaceful, bro. Peaceful, bro. So peaceful, man.
I know. I'm so happy for you and where you are and the stability and the sanity and finding your peace. I mean, not a lot of people talk about Black men and mental health.
Sure.
I'm proud of you for speaking up because this conversation can encourage somebody to say, you know what? I've been struggling to hold it all together. And before I break, let me go talk to somebody.
For sure. For sure. 100%.
That's important right there. Well, you are officially the first former player interview all Dolphins. I'm sure people are going to love it, gravitate to it. You know, I used to be called the Davone Bess doppelganger. I used to be getting in the club. People are like, oh, there goes Davone Bess. I'll be like, all right.
I'm gonna roll with it. I get a couple free bottles or something. I'll roll with it.
Yeah, I never got that personally.
Hey, Omar, do y'all remember a guy? Like it was really a guy out there impersonating me. You remember? You remember that guy? Like Stu had to like really go search for this guy and let him know like he can't be doing that. He was going everywhere in Florida, acting like he was me, getting free bottles and club appearances, fee and everything, dude.
Yep. It wasn't me, Davone. I
know
promise
it wasn't
you.
you.
It
I
wasn't
know.
me. People
Yeah,
used to
man.
come up in the locker room like, Davone, yeah, Davone. I'm like, nah, I'm not Davone. That's Davone over there. But that was back in the day when I looked younger. Now I don't look the same no more.
It's all good.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, brother. All the love. Listen, I'm so proud of you and what you've accomplished and holding it down. And I'm glad the family's still together and the family's thriving. So
Right on, man. Right on.
It's
I
such
appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. Oh, you too, man. You both of you guys is good dudes, man. And I appreciate y'all having me on here. Keep doing your thing. If y'all want me to come on again, just let me know. You got my numbers, phone call away.
All right. Appreciate you. Well,
Have a
you've
good
been
one.
watching the All Dolphins podcast. This is the first All Dolphins podcast deep dive in with Davone Bess. We will be back later on today or this week with other episodes, but appreciate you, Davone. Thank you again.
All right, man. No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.